my job's gone now because I left. It's literally nothing internal. Wow. Not much going forward, have I? Yeah, let's hope we can get a job from here. Right, just quickly. Interior. Right. Okay, that's a little embarrassing. Really? first of all. Right, so there's nothing assigned to that. There we go. Right, let's see if we've got a job here. No. Jeez, oh. There's not much work in this area, is there? Seems to be something all over the world, apart from into the new DLC. Maybe I made a mistake and I've not quite done that. There we go. That'll do. It's heading in the right direction. Because it's not even up this yard. I've got a funny feeling this is sending me on a wild goose chase. Oh no. Like your day, man?
Buenas. ¿Eres de aquí, de Barcelona?
Speak English?
Ah, vale, vale. Welcome.
Aye, safe travels, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Alright? How's it going, monkey?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Just got back from helping my dad at work.
Alright.
How everyone else is doing.
Not bad. I'm just
Right.
trying to find a... Yeah, I'm on promos trying to find a job in Barcelona, but it's proven to be a bit more difficult than I thought. Either it's just the way the roads are laid out, or my sat-nav is leading me on a goose chase. But we'll soon find out. I'm nearly there.
Sat-nav normally is good on that game. Sometimes it makes you do stupid things.
Yeah.
You can just get a ferry there to your destination instead of driving all the way around.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this was... I was in Barcelona, but it almost felt like I was backtracking on myself, but then looking at it, I think it's because it's due to an overpass, so... But it's, I went to one company and then went to pick up a job, and it's like, alright, yeah, your job's ready for you, but it's like 20 miles away in another
Okay.
in another company. So I was a bit like, did I click that job correctly, or is it, oh, I'll just keep following the sign and we'll see what happens.
Fair enough.
So I'm nearly there. We'll see. Hopefully my job's waiting for me.
I've always wanted to try promos. The only issue is I'm only missing one DLC, and that's Siberia. Because my car got declined as just buying a final one. So it's being a knobhead.
Nightmare. I did get pro mods. I think CJ has pro mods on a file.
Yeah. I think most people do.
Yeah, they can dab it. Like I don't know. There's like he's got a way of like sending it Google Drive or something.
Oh, fair enough.
So it might be worth asking him.
Yeah. I just need to get some clips on pro mods of like driving through snow and so what, like for the trailer.
Oh, don't! I found this secret road last night by accident. I was pulling out of a petrol station, and I was like, "Oh, it's like a road there. It looks like a slip, like a quicker slip onto the road I'm going to." So I was like, I started taking it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is like off the map." And I was like, "And it's taking me further away from my road I need to be on." And then all of a sudden I started driving for miles, and I was like, "No way, it's a main secret road. It took me right off the map." And it just came to a big grassy dead end, and either side was like, do you know that barrier block, the invisible barrier block?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I could not turn around. I had to reverse the whole way back.
That's not fun.
I know, it totally done.
That's annoying. Oh, if I had to do that, I would be fucking fuming.
I mean, I got done a better. Like, they should have put the chevron things in front of that road. Because I was like, and just because the way you come out of the petrol station, it's right there. I was like, it almost looked like a quicker slip. So I just took it, and then I've started noticing it was veering me away from the highway, and I was like, whoa, I'm off the map here. So CG, I found a secret road, and it's like, oh, well, I'll just keep going. Time to kill, may as well see what happens. If you look at my stream, you'll see. So I got so far down, and then it just stopped dead. I was like, oh, what? And then I couldn't turn around anywhere. I tried a couple of times, but I had that invisible barriers on either side, so all I could do was just reverse back for miles until I could finally hoy the trailer off the grass, like off the bank, and then get myself spun. I was like, oh my god, never
when
did.
was this?
Well,
was this yesterday?
I think it was last night. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think I found the stream of the recording.
Yeah. It was what a nightmare.
Just need to find a petrol station.
There was no other way around it. Like. I was also thinking of ways of like jacking my trailer a certain way, then de-hitching it, and then turning my truck round and then hitching it back on. But there was not even enough with invisible walls. Wasn't even enough room to do that. Like you couldn't even got the trailer like 45 degrees. It was total.
It sounds like a pain.
Oh, it was quite a pain, but it was funny at the same time. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was annoying, but
Yeah.
I mean, at least
That was a
CJ.
double trailer. That would have done me nuts.
Oh,
Like I can reverse them, but it's I've
oh,
never had to do it for like a mile.
oh! If it was a double, it would have been game over. It would have been game over. I'd have been that would have been it. I would have just cancelled my job. I think.
Nah, triple. If it was a
Oh,
triple, I would have done that. If it was a double, I would have given it a go.
I suppose I'd have given it a go with a double for so far, but when you see how far I had to go, and then the beauty of it is you get so far, and then I've got to go round a 90-degree corner. I think the double round that 90 would have been a nightmare. Like,
Mm,
um, so yeah, definitely.
sounds like a pain.
Oh, it was funny.
How come CJ and Kessel have just been up there for like the last
I,
2
I
days?
don't I don't know. He was all right, Nathan. How we doing? He was going on about
I'm doing all right.
he was going on about playing BeamMG a lot recently. So I don't know if that's got something to do with him showing that Kettle Boy how to play BeamMG. I'm not entirely sure.
Mm.
That's all he said when I asked if he wanted to come for a run on Pro Mods. Because I hadn't been on for like 3-4 months. He was like, oh, I'm playing BeamMG with Kettle just now.
Yeah.
So,
Is there anything on tonight, like convoys?
uh, we'll have to look at our schedule. I've just had my return to ETS2 now after about 3 months off, so
And that ban that was lifted too.
yeah, but that's ugh, you know what I mean?
Okay, so that was ages ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. When I got banned, it just totally made me lose heart in the game completely. Just simply because it was an unnecessary ban.
Yeah.
My game tabbed out. I mean, come on, I'm not a bad driver. I take all the rules seriously.
That happens. I'm pretty sure Epic does that when they make an announcement. It makes you tab out of Eurodrop.
Yeah,
So I
but
had that. I was driving with friends, and we all got notification at the same time, so we all tabbed out, and there was like 9 of us.
yeah, well, what I got was, do you know my USB devices? Do you know when it comes up, pinging
Yeah.
up in the bottom right, it says your USB device has not been recognised with a
Yeah.
little yellow triangle. Well,
Yeah.
one of my whatever, I don't know which one it was. Well, I know what it was, but I don't know what device sprung up. It was it was USB tray of plugs, um,
Yeah.
died, um, and what it was is my BIOS was turned on so that it would constantly be like having power.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
sorry, 2 seconds. I think someone's banging on my door. Just gonna have to. Yep, 2 seconds. Right,
Alright.
back in a second. I honestly couldn't believe that. Before, I've spoken to a couple of people that deal with Frenchies, and have bred Frenchies and that
Oh,
from.
are they Frenchies, are they?
Yeah, 2 French
My
bulldogs.
missus has fucking 4 of their bastards.
Aye, they're expensive. I paid like £2.5 for one and like £3.5 for the other, and then
Yeah.
they're like seriously expensive, and they're like all pedigrees and that, all K9 registered, full 5-year best breed, 7-year best male. Freddie's dad's like really stocky as well. I mean, they're proper. There's not a single thing wrong with them. Do you mean like a lot of them have issues with breathing? Like they've got the
Yeah.
bottom jaw and all that. They stick out like a piranha fish, and
One of our ones have. One of
yeah,
our ones got breathing difficulties. And she
yeah,
has to be vegan because if she eats meat, she throws up.
yeah. See, there's a lot. And they have skin conditions, and they're prone to a lot of problems. But we've been very lucky. Both of ours are pedigrees, and they've got no problems, and they're absolute just they're the best of the best you can get from a male and a female. Freddie's just as big and stocky. He's like a miniature pitty, like a miniature staffy. He's that stocky, and she's a lilac fawn, so she's got that kind of blue tint through her, which makes her even more rare. And she's a mini bully, which means that she's 2.5, 3 years old, and she still looks like a puppy. She's tiny. So, but she's got like a big shoulder. She's really stocky, so she's got like the undercarriage to carry quite a large litter. So we're unsure what we'd get from her. So we just have to wait and see. But with 4 natural locks, which is I've spoke to people that breed Frenchies and that, and they're like, to be honest, you have to naturally inseminate, you have to artificially inseminate or whatever. Sorry, 90% of the time. He says you very rarely get a natural lock. We've had 4 in the last couple of days.
Jesus.
I think I just seen you there over at my left.
Have you? Where are you headed?
I am going over onto the hard shoulder right now, so if you open your map, you will see me.
See, I haven't got you on my map. On my tab, even.
Who was that then? What the bejesus was that? So when I just came past there. Oh no, wait, don't do that. You must have been in at either Construction Alclano, FELE, or NS Chemicals.
Yeah, I'm outside NS Chemicals.
Right, see if you start heading, if you're looking at the map, basically just leave Barcelona and head north. I'm just parked on the jeweler.
As if I was heading towards RT Log?
No, that's to the right. If you just like leave and head north, just basically up, directly up, back up towards, well, fucking the rest of the map. North.
Onto the AP7, yeah? Where the double petrol station is.
Yeah. I'm just like on the hard shoulder, literally just as you're about to come off. You'll see me. I'm just sat on the hard shoulder, just outside Barcelona. I'm just along from RT Log, but heading north. I'm not far at all.
Excuse me. Oh, warning. I don't ever mean run the right way.
Aye, they haven't half made all these roads confusing, have they?
I know.
Like, I've come to jewelers and like, wait, what? I took a secret road yesterday and ended up driving down this road away from the jeweler, off the map for like 5-10 minutes, to then turn out that it just ended up in a grassy field and I couldn't turn around and I had invisible walls all around me. So I had to reverse the whole way back. Honestly.
Alan's been doing that, hasn't he? He's got a whole server and stuff set up now for secret roads and pro mods.
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean a server setup? What, for ETS2?
Yeah, so he's got like a he's got like a Discord server where he'll then do convoys and stuff, leading you like on the secret roads of pro mods.
Ah, right, okay, I've got you. Yeah, I've got you. I know what you mean now.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll send Tom an invite to it.
I'm not even in it, so.
Yeah, no, definitely. I I thought you meant he had like a server. Like we've got servers for FS19.
No,
I was like, what? I was like, whoa, that's ideal.
For what?
FS9, not for ETS2. I'm trying to find servers, but I want to know when they're going to release actual servers so I can buy one, regardless of the price.
But what would we do on it?
What, the ETS2 server?
Yeah, if we bought our own or rented our own, or you did, sorry.
If it was, depending on the level of intricacy to the server, then it all depends on whether they allow mods, whether how many people can go on it. If they allow mods, if they allow mods, and you can have up to like 1,000 people, up to 500 people, then the thing is you can run that server constantly open live and invite all the decent VTCs to it, and they can also run on that server knowing that there's going to be no public idiots that are going to run into them, and then the server itself will be known to be hassle free, and the VTCs can just host their own convoys and that on it. And do you get me? It would just be, and I would have a website made to register VTCs and that, so it would show on the server, that you could add your mods in for your VTC, like PBG logistics trucks and everything. So they'd have their single player truck skins, and they'd all be able to drive around on them together. You know what I mean? So everyone would have their actual truck skins on the server.
What the fuck is going on?
But that, like I say, that depends on how much they interact. Do you know what I mean? With what's up with you?
I've just come out of Barcelona. My screen was perfectly fine, right? I can see my truck. I can see, like, the inside is perfectly fine, but I've just got fucking fuzziness.
Oh.
Wait. Can you tab out again?
Yeah, you can tab. No, I can tab out of ETS2, no bother. It's only Farm Sim that it hates you tabbing out.
Let me show my screen. Look what happens when I go far up this road.
Oh, can I tab it? Oh, that's what it did. I thought we were on my internet to watch your stream. Let's see if it's gonna let me while I'm streaming.
Look, ready?
Whoa!
Yeah, I know.
I've never seen that before in my life. I would maybe ask Sim or Zach. Clip it. Can you clip that?
No. But it was only like where I got to here. I could reverse up and I was perfectly fine. I wonder if it will go again in a minute. Oh mate, it's spazzing my eyes out. Oh yeah, look, it's gone again now. Oh, my mirrors are doing it, but that might go in a minute once I've got out of the zone.
That's absolutely wild. I've never seen that before in my life.
No, neither have I.
It's almost like there's too much to render for your graphics card in that area.
I haven't really had an issue before. Well, it's not the first time I've driven in Barcelona either.
Unless it's just a glitch.
Maybe. Am I even anywhere near you? I think I've gone the wrong way.
I think we might have.
I fucking have, look. Why is it taking me that way when I put a fucking marker there, look?
Honestly, the sat nav in Barcelona, I don't think it's up to point to myself, to be honest, because It's
Oh,
wild.
Fuck's sake, man.
Alright, now I need to get pro mods.
Have you bought the DLC?
Huh? Yeah. Pro.
Right, let's stop that.
Do, 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 do. Don't think Reese is anywhere near us. I think he's got
I think he may have
What?
rage quit.
Eh?
I think he may have rage quit.
Oh.
I think it.
Sorry.
I don't know if he had a job or not. That's the thing. If he had a job, then I'll be inclined to wait close to this area for him. But if he didn't have a job, then I'm inclined to just carry on, and he can just try fast travel and get a job to roughly where I am when he gets his computer running. Do you get me?
Well, if he did have a job, then he had to go. But if he didn't have a job, then he didn't have to go.
Yeah. Bloody reverse. Oh well, I'm gonna carry on. Cause he didn't mind what way direction he headed in, so he must not have had a job, because he was coming to meet me.
How much is premium download?
What, for pro mods? I think it's only £1 or something. 90p, I think it works like that.
It's just fucking confusing.
What, pro mods?
No, yeah, trying to download them.
Oh my god, I just realised I stop the stream.
Alright? I take it you never had a load on, no?
No.
Right, so I've carried on, so you can just fast travel to where I am, whenever you get yourself together.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. So I just carried on. I didn't want to sit on the hard shoulder. So.
Damn, it tries to make you pay with PayPal.
Yes, I always do that.
PayPal's safer.
Everything's set up on my computer. If I need to pay for anything, I just click pay and it just automatically takes me to PayPal. My login details are already there and I just hit go. It's legit. Oh, I have.
PayPal is safer as well.
Oh my god, I've just. Oh my god, I didn't. Why have they got the marker at 1 being at 1 does open?
Right, where's your next spot you're going past, Tom?
I would have to just quickly pull on this hard shoulder and look at my map 2 seconds.
You should
Sorry.
be able to press M while you're driving. It should let you do it now.
M? I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Like I say, first return ETS2 in about 3-4 months.
Yeah, it's a new thing that was added into 1.41.
From Barcelona, I'm heading towards CNP. If the company.
Oh, what? And Tarragon.
Yeah, just above Tarragon. But I've got to go through Tarragon. But I can wait literally at the junction up into CNP if you want to
I can meet you at
fast.
CMP, but yeah.
Yep, yeah. Well, I'll sit in the hard shoulder just after it. So if you want to like go into Tarragon and then try and get a job to wherever I'm going, sort of thing.
Yeah. Flavor. Where are you going? Press F6 and tell me where you're going.
F6. It's gonna be Evan South, different button. Sorry, you confused me there.
Oh, I can't even get a garage at Terragon, so I can't even fast. I'm gonna have to drive there.
Well, why have I only got 10%? What? Right, okay. Right, there you go. That's where I should be going.
What have you sent it to me on?
It's on my stream. It's destination Cordoba, down in the middle of Spain, I guess.
Cool border. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to Axomar there.
I'll take a screenshot of that so I can I get there.
I've honestly just got 5 ton of chemicals. No wonder this thing's hauling ass. Alright. Must be near the map now. Ba-ba, ba-ba. Right, yeah.
You're just in front of me, Tom.
I'm just pulling away just now.
Yeah, you're behind me. In front of me, even, I can see. I can see your ass.
Right, are you going up into that place to see if there's a job there?
Yeah, I will do, yeah.
I think that's this turn here.
Mine's telling me to go straight up.
Alright. Maybe not yet then. Let's see, I'm guess, because I'm working off my sat nav. I did enable my track IR earlier on, but it just did not like it.
No, it's not.
So I don't know what it is. I think they've like the software for it's a nightmare. It doesn't seem to stay true. Like you set it and it doesn't seem to stay. I think it is basically pushing you to buy Track RR5i Pro, which is like 250 quid. So like all these other ones are like glitching. The software's glitching now. Right. I'll pull up on the hard shoulder in a minute. Right. Oh, wait for you here.
Yeah, that's a big ass roundabout.
Brilliant.
Alright, now I need to move my pro mods into my mods folder.
Did you
correct?
download the DEF file?
Your dev file? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I'm at now.
That's your first. It's like the first step you have to do.
Maybe. Not sure. Hold up.
Right, let's see what I can get.
Right, yeah, I have. So now I need to put this folder into the same one.
So you're right down there. That's just bullshit.
What bullshit.
I have no choice near where Tom's going.
Doesn't
I have no
matter.
idea.
Doesn't matter if it's past where we're going. I can just drop off my. Do you mean? And carry on.
The only one I've got is closer than yours.
Oh, well, we'll drop yours off first then.
Right, I think that's it. You only have to download 2 things, right?
If you do the paid version, then yeah.
And then,
Okay, yeah, I have.
yeah, then
Yeah,
you'll
you're good.
open it up, unzip it, and
Oh,
pull
yeah.
the 6 in. Pull the 6 bits
Oh, okay.
apart from README into your mods folder.
Alright, so extract with zip, express zip, yeah?
Yeah, extract files,
Run, alright, yeah.
and then it'll extract a file that's the same but it's open now. Next to it,
Yes.
then click on that, and then the 6 SCS files inside that. Highlight them all, and then put on the top bar. You'll see your line of trail you've went to go through, and you'll see mods above it. So grab all 6 and pull them up and drop them in mods. Just leave README. Throw README and throw the empty folder in the bin.
Okay. Let me stream. When you get a sec to pull over, don't bother if you.
I'm sitting.
you're
I'm
driving.
sitting waiting for Reese pulled over anyway, so I'll just quickly.
Okay.
I'll quickly look. Just now. Right. So that's 6. It's a bit fuzzy for me to see. So you should have 6. Yeah, you've got 6 SCS files. Does the bottom one there say README?
You're breaking up, Tom, or is that just me?
No, he is a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably because I've got so much going on. I'm streaming and everything. I'm trying to watch the
Okay,
stream.
I can hear you.
Yeah. See, does that say README at the bottom?
Yes, that's a repeat, right there, the bottom one.
Right, now grab that other 6 above it. Just highlight them all.
Hold up.
Yeah. Or highlight README. Yeah, there you go. Now
There you
pull them, grab them, and then pull them into mods. Where's your mods folder?
My mods folder is here.
Right, pull them into there.
Alright.
You need to have them side by side. Alright, there you go.
Come on, you mighty daft.
Come on.
And you've already got a dev file in your mods folder.
This is no. So
Right.
you had to create mine
Right.
because I didn't come with one.
Yeah, no, it doesn't come with it. You always
Yeah,
have to.
but what I'm saying is, have you dragged it into the mod score? Is what it's saying.
Yeah, you need to. You always need to create a dev
Oh,
house.
this
So
one. Yeah, I think I have this
Right.
one.
As I say, if
Right.
you haven't got that in there, it won't
Right.
work at all.
yeah, that's fine.
Pro mods dev.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's
it. That's
the
in
one,
there. That's perfect.
Alright, still extracting.
Yeah, it'll take us. It will take a second. Right, I'll stop watching. You've got the gist of it.
Right, and then I just drag those in there,
Yeah.
and I should be good to go.
Yeah, just drag the 6 over, and like I say,
Alright.
you're good to go.
Gotcha.
As long as you've got your dev and that, and then when the 6 go over, don't quote me on this, but I'm sure it's assets,
If it's going on multiplayer, it doesn't matter anyway.
yeah, but I'm sure it's assets, media, map, um, something 1, 2, and 3, and
Yeah, I can do it that way.
and dev, and I don't know, but I always put them in sync, so if multiplayer work, single player works for me, and I get everything. I download the Middle East add-on and everything as well, so I've got Iraq. Here he goes. Right.
So now just putting them into my mods folder.
Right. So if you're dropping off first, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right. You go then. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have a clue where I'm going.
Nathan, do you only play American Truck Simulator?
I have
Yep.
brought him ETS2, but he won't come on because he hasn't got the DLCs.
I need every DLCs for Pro Mod to work for that game.
You don't need to play Pro mods to play Euro Truck though.
Well, if I want to run with y'all,
We don't.
We
have
can just go on. We don't have to go on a pro mod server.
And the likelihood of us going on ATS is slim.
There is a few of us that play ATS, but it's not very often.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only just getting back into ETS. The problem with ATS is I find it so hard being on the left. Like
Yeah.
my driving's like, I wouldn't say horrendous, but I certainly wouldn't stream an ATS run. Put it that way. Because I do clip things, and it does take me a good few moments to get used to that big, low, long
Slowing down
nose.
for a toggle, Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agreed on that. Even if I know all I'm gonna use this truck for is in Europe, I'll still have to wait the steering on the right.
Yeah.
Just the left, I just don't like it.
I can't do it. I just it's the bull nose. It's the extra hangover. It's not that I don't like it. It just takes me a minute. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've played ATS for a few hours, and after about an hour, I'm mint. I'd be happy to stream it then. But for the first hour, I'm forgetting about my trailer because I'm paying too much attention to my nose overhang. I don't like being on the left. I'm trying to get used. I keep looking up to the left of the mirror, but I need to look up to the right. It baffles me. Yeah, it just goes against all memory matter for ETS. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So unless I can get a truck, like I did download another truck, like I'm sure it was a Scania T-Cab or something right on drive. But again, it just felt like I was playing ETS. So what was the point? So yeah.
Apparently, just driving in America is boring as well from state to state.
Well, yeah. Well, it is. I bought all the DLCs for ATS and thought it would make it quite cool. Don't get me wrong. There is some smart, windy roads. If you know the right places to look, there is some nice bits to go, and there is some cool trailers you can pull, and there's some big, heavy stuff in that bit. I've just not found a truck that I'm fully content with driving, to be in full control, to be able to do everything, and you know what I mean? And still be able to pay attention to the arse end of my trailer, which the other thing is the trailer's like 3 times as long as what we've got here. So you've got like a triple trailer setup with a dolly on the back for rear steer, and then you've got the over nose hang, and then you're on the left hand side, so you feel like a passenger. You're constantly looking the wrong direction for your mirrors, so by that point either your nose or your rear steer dolly's caught something. Aye. It took me a fair minute to get used to when I went on the ATS. Like,
Alright, so I've now moved them all into that folder, into my mods folder. Is that all good now?
yeah, as long as you've got all that dev and everything, that basically close all that down and then open up single player first, and then go to mods, and put them all across. Make sure they're obviously all showing up coloured versions, not just dark versions with no picture saying Pro Mods. Make sure they actually show up white and black, say with the orange writing saying Pro Mods. Make sure you've extracted them properly, and they are SCS files.
Right, I will open up.
Do you need fuel or anything, Tom?
What's that?
Do you need fuel or anything?
Nah, I've still got 850 odd mile.
Cool.
I fuel up before every job, you see. So.
Fair play, fair play.
D30.
Oh, Siraj, you're down in music room.
Yep.
Must be listening to music, is he?
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna-
got the music button there with him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see what he's up to.
He's listening to music, obviously.
Well,
I don't think you're gonna.
Your
you-
local Euro
What's that? Sorry.
I just tried to open up and it says your local Euro Truck 2 simulator file conflicts with the one stored in Steam Cloud.
just press
Download
open,
to this
whatever.
machine or
Yeah, press download.
Yeah.
ah okay.
Is there any radio stations you can play on this without being thingied before your affiliate?
Say that again?
Is there any radio stations you can play on this?
No. You have to listen to no copyright shit.
Oh well, I'll just listen to house music.
It says all the pro mod stuff I've got in here is all good apart from pro mods definition.
Yeah, the
pack.
definition one is
Right.
The definition one doesn't have the old
Yeah, but also have, just to make sure, go and just tab out your game.
Yeah.
Go into your mods folder, double click on the dev file, make sure there's not unzip it and duplicate it and make sure there's not something you need to pull out of that dev. Do you get me?
Okay, so let me go to it.
And then it'll just be a case of, because it's already in your mods, it'll just be a case of unzipping it, and then go like 7-zip, and then double clicking on the open folder, and if there is an SES file in there, just pull it out and put it into drop it in your mods, and then just close everything down, away you go, and then it'll show the dev file as being an actual dev file.
Okay, so I think it's already all extracted in the dev
Yeah.
file.
Right, that's
The
fine
dev
then.
file,
That's
I'm
fine.
pretty sure
So-
the dev file doesn't
so-
have the Promos logo on it.
It's only
Sometimes.
given me an- yeah.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Mine never used to, but for some reason this time mine came up with the orange and black dev file logo. This is definition file pack, with the logo and everything. So, but just fire up, just chuck all those mods, make them active, and then just go on to TMP. Cause say if you put them in synchronization, load vanilla ETS2, just activate the mods and then come out of it, and then go into TMP and see if you're a pro mod, if you can get on the pro mod server, or if it says you're missing anything.
So I'll open up multiplayer Truckers MP and see if I can get onto it.
Yeah.
That's probably
And
the
be
best
warned
way
that the first time when you open Promos, it takes a few minutes to actually open up.
Oh yeah.
Don't think your game crashed.
It opens and see if you put them in order as the if you go onto when you go onto Pro Mod's website where you download the stuff from, and when you go to the bottom left and the bit where it says you think that you're done because it's got a list of downloads, if you go to step 4, it actually shows you the order they're meant to be in. if you put them in that order in your mods list, you have no issues with loading, content change. Everything's rapid. Like, it's nowhere near as stuttery as everyone else's. I always put mine in order. People claim it only matters on single player. Well, yes, it's not going to stop you from playing multiplayer.
Oh no.
Have you went the wrong way?
No, I've gone the right way, but my fucking screen's doing that thing again.
Oh, right, okay.
There's pro mods and then pro mods arcade. Take it pro mods.
Just pro mods, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Brenda, yeah.
One of
Oh, shit.
one of. Okay, so I'm missing one. Do I want help? Yes.
Right, okay.
That's wild. That mine's so crisp there.
I just don't know what it is.
It's something to do with your computer, your GPU or something, CPU or something's overloading. You're doing too
Never
like.
had an issue before.
I bet if there's little things like Streamlab, like not Streamlabs, sorry. When your Twitch records, when it thingies, does it record a copy to your hard drive?
No.
Right. Okay. So if you, I'm trying to think. Right. So, what side of the road are we meant to be on? Cause you're, yeah, right. Well, I was
I
on the
can't
left.
see, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I didn't. Yeah, you're all fuzzy, aren't you?
Right.
Well,
I think I've got the mods. I just checked compared to list from what I have, and I've got all of them.
why they didn't give you a very big yard to turn around in, did they?
No, I know.
Oh,
Right.
great.
You should go on to Sim and see if he can help me.
What's that?
So I'm just gonna go and show Sim and see if he knows what it is.
All right, okay. Am I gonna get that trailer down there? I think I will. Well, I'm gonna have to go up and over this ramp. Yep, it's definitely done it there.
You carry on, Tom. Right, I've got to update my drivers or something.
Alright, okay. No worries, buddy. Sound.
I'll catch up to you in a second. I'm just trying to think I'm gonna do this. Now I have to remember how to do it.
Your graphics drivers, what have you got? NVIDIA or...
Yeah, the video, yeah.
Yeah, just go on to NVIDIA and then go to the cog and then it should say update drivers. It's pretty easy, it's pretty self-explanatory, it's right there. I done it the other day and I had updates.
Where am I going? Because I've only got the control panel.
Well, when you click on NVIDIA, have you got it on your home screen or have you got it on in your
I don't know
Windows
what you
list?
mean by NVIDIA.
Well,
'Cause I've got,
what graphics
I've got
card do you run?
NVIDIA G.
Yeah, right. Right. So now you must have. So go to your Windows, and in that list, go to N. You must have a NVIDIA application.
Yeah, I do. NVIDIA control panel.
Yeah. Right. Now what to do is double click on that, open that up,
Yeah.
and then there'll be like a drivers update or something at the top right corner. It'll click
No,
down.
it's not. It just says
Right.
file. Edit
Right.
Desktop host.
Right. Now is there a little cog or that?
No.
Is there not like any sort of icons at all that you can
I've
kind
just
of?
got a home button.
Well, go to home then. And what does it bring you up to?
Right. So we go that. Press home. Nothing. It just takes me back to the main menu, which is exactly the same as what I was in looking
What card have you got? Do you know?
at. 1650.
Right. I would just type in to Google how to update that because I've got a 1070 Ti, so mine's before yours. So I wouldn't know.
So I need drivers. Oh, I need to have GeForce experience.
That's what I use. Sorry, download GeForce Experience. That's the application. It's basically as soon as mine came with that, it was all on there. So I just assumed that as soon as you install the card, that's what you were clicking on, but obviously not. Yeah, so it's GeForce Experience that I click on, and it gives you like a whole like kind of sci-fi layout, and at the top
Oh yeah,
it'll
keep
give
your
you
drivers up to date.
yeah.
Optimize your game settings. Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
haven't got this, so that's probably why everything's
Yeah.
fucking up then.
yes, that's exactly why it's doing it.
I've got it all, which is weird.
Let me have a look at you.
Well, and it's still not giving you right. So now go into your mods folder.
Yeah.
Like, right. So ETS2 mods. Now what have you got in there? Read it out.
Pro mods Model 3, Model 2, Model 1, Media, Map.
What's your top pro mod?
Wait.
What's the file?
Hold on. Doesn't matter about the order. I'm just asking like what he's got. Go keep reading them
Yeah,
out.
I
Sorry.
know, but what I'm saying is,
Media,
it looks like his
dev.
top one.
Assets. I've got them all. I just compared them to the list they showed.
That's why
Right,
you've
right,
got your 7-zip
right.
file at the top. That's conflicting with the rest of the mods. Delete that one there. Now try it. If not, I know what the other is. Right, go press tab out. Right, you see how your pro mod's def has got a 1 in it, in
Yeah.
brackets. Delete that 1 in brackets.
You've downloaded it twice.
No. You need that file. Just right click it, edit name, rename it,
But
and then
if-
get rid of the 1 in brackets. And make sure the .sts is after the after 6.
Should I get rid of the brackets as well then?
Yeah, that's it. One more time. That's it. There. Leave it like that. Now try it.
Should I restart my game?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You have to come out the game. You've tried to load because it won't work.
That should fix your issue.
Yeah, but he's obviously got a duplicate download in his downloads. He downloaded that dev file
Yeah, but
twice.
that's what I'm saying. In his mods folder, he
Yeah,
still
no,
had
no,
the
yeah.
actual...
Yeah. No, I get you. But what he's pulled over is a duplicate.
Yeah.
So I put brackets 1 on it. But in his downloads, you'll still have the original dev, which is probably worth deleting everything.
They are. It's working now.
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Reese and Tom.
No worries, mate. No worries.
We always do it, mate. We always do it.
That's the beauty of it. As a community, we all thrive in different areas, and what we don't know, we kind of learn and try and help each other out with and figure out together. So if it's not one of us, like Reese has just had an issue there, so we jump a channel, ask CJ. Now we're lucky because we've got CJ. He's actually a computer technician, a trained computer technician. Used to actually run his own computer shop when he lived up near me, but he's moved down to stay with his closer to his family, down in Glasgow. I think a good 4 hours away from me. So obviously closing the computer shop and whatnot and all that. Can't take a shop with you, can you? So CJ's. So we're lucky to have CJ on the team, and then also, other people thrive in certain areas. There's people I know. I do a bit of Giants editor. Zach's good with the coding, reading codes and stuff. He just reads it like it's a book. Yeah. So as a community, we're quite lucky. We can do most of our own stuff, like all our farm sim kind of mods and all that are all in-house made, and we're now in-house making our own VTC stuff as well. So
yeah,
thanks to me, because I'm a fucking god when it comes to modding.
yes, well that's Reese is the ETS too modern side of things.
What was that?
Someone's headphones jack is pulling.
It's not mine because I haven't got a headphone jack. Mine's USB.
Oh,
Mine's wireless.
wow.
Mine's
Yeah,
wireless. No, mine are headphones. Hang on.
There you go.
Or not wireless.
I didn't hear nothing to be honest. So
Yeah, I was hearing squeaking noises, but I wasn't even moving, so.
Right, I'll be back in a bit. I need to go quick and take my dog out.
No worries, buddy. In a bit.
Oh mate, I am running low on storage. Jesus Christ.
Are you sure that when you stream that it doesn't record as well as stream? Because mine done that. It came up with a little like record thing, and it kept putting them into my files, and I had breaks in them, and my C drive was like bright red, and I was like, oops.
No, mine's only full because I've got so many fucking pictures from the wedding the other day.
Ah, right.
They choose what they want, and then once I put them out, I can delete them.
No, I've got you. Because I
And then
deleted.
my game tab is full because I've got like fucking thousands of games installed.
Because when I figured that I deleted every single video that it recorded, because obviously
Yeah.
they're all on my Twitch anyway, made a YouTube, transferred them to my YouTube, deleted them off my drive, and it literally went down to like a quarter and it was in the blue. I was like, holy shit. Like all those videos, so some of them like 3-4 hour streams, they're all,
Yeah.
they're like, they literally took up 3/4 of my C drive. It was insane.
Mad, innit?
I just didn't know, but I went into configs on my iPad and pulled it out, and it doesn't seem to be recording anymore. I've been checking, it doesn't seem to be putting files in there, so hopefully it just records to, well, restream Facebook and everything else, Twitch and that. I think I've got it all working, but again, I've been streaming for about a week, so you can't hold it against
It's
me.
all learning curve, innit?
That's it, exactly. I don't, give me a truck, a digger, whatever, I'll change the gearbox on the Scania, no bar, done it many a time. Change the gearbox in a man, do you know what I mean? I was a HGV mechanic for many years, went on operating excavators, heavy plant, bulldozers, all that sort of thing, so I just had bad skin with oil. Heavy plant operator for years, also raced motocross in the Scottish Championship, and now I'm trying to, after being made disabled after a bad crash, I'm trying to find my feet in gaming, so yeah, I'm not quite computer tech savvy or whatever. You give me an engine, I'll rebuild it. I can take an engine out of Subaru. I used to work for Glenbergie Subaru in prepping rally cars for the Snowman Rally, like Subaru rally cars for like McLeod Hotels rally car and that. So I've been timed. I've had one of my mates, Craig, actually say to me, "I don't believe you," because I said I can take an engine out of Scooby in half an hour, from fully running, drive it in the garage, half an hour, and the engine's sitting on the floor. And he's like, "Don't believe you." And I was like, "Right, well, my Scoob out there is coming in to get his engine done in a minute. We're just tidying up the garage, like sweeping up." And he's like, and I was like, "I bet you they were way down town to go and get a kebab and get a couple of things and go to Tesco and that." I goes, "I bet you by the time you come back, I've near enough got that engine out." And he was just like, bollocks. And I was like, "But that's with driving it in and it still being hot." So I pulled it in, roasting hot, fucking into the workshop, and then hammered at it as fast as I could. And I actually had the engine out before he got back. You should have seen Craig's face when he walked into the shed. He was like, in absolute awe. I was just like, "I fucking told you." So that's what that's the beauty of it. That's why they're a road rally car, is because the way that the Boxer engines are fitted is they can't be removed to replace clutches in a matter of an hour or an hour and a half. I mean, I've actually done a clutch in a Subaru roadside before. Literally went out there with a van of tools, engine hoist, pulled it up onto the verge, put it in first gear, started it, moved it onto the grass enough, put the whole engine hoist in, lifted the bonnet up, jacked out of the way, pulled the engine out in half an hour, as I do, and then lifted it up, spun the engine, changed the clutch, put it back in, had the boy going again because it was a Friday afternoon. He just had it polished, windows tinted. He was all ready to go. He was wanting to go to Crail on the Sunday, and the Friday afternoon the clutch went. So went to Dingbro or Parkco, whatever it was at the time. Bought a clutch kit for it. Drove out to where he was with my van and the tools, and changed the clutch in it in about an hour and a half. 2 hours later, that's with smoking fags and standing around gibbering shite. He was driving it home with a brand new clutch in it. No bar at all.
Nice.
I'd done it. That's what 90% of my life was I was a mechanic all my days, and then I started operating machines because my skin was getting really bad with being covered in oil all the time. It was contact dermatitis. So I decided, rather than lie underneath it, getting covered in oil, why not be the boy sitting inside it smoking fags, waiting for me to fix it? Do you know what I mean?
Alright, so
Alright, Charles, buddy, how we doing?
Hello, hello, I'm good. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
Streaming down.
Yeah, streaming a bit of pro mods. That I've actually not been down into the new DLC yet, so I'm just having a wee look about.
I was watching your stream earlier. Then I think before you took a job, you stopped the game.
Yes, because my missus was shouting at me, and our dogs had locked together. So they're having puppies now. I think.
Hi. Great. How many?
I don't know yet. Like I say, she found them locked. So I had to help her. So she was shouting me, so I had to pause the stream and run off and help her unlock them. So we'll have to wait and see if the female gets pregnant now.
Which dog do you have, Tom?
They're French bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I saw a Rottweiler on Instagram or Facebook.
Yes, that was all. That was Ozzy. Unfortunately, he passed away. He was a lot older.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. How old was he?
He was about, I think he was about 11 that age. I'm not entirely sure. We rehomed him and not been given much details about him. When we rehomed him. So we rehomed him when he was like fully grown adult sort of thing. So we only had him for a couple of years, if that. Unfortunately. But yeah, he was a brilliant dog. It was brilliant.
Yeah, because we have a Rottweiler now, and we had one before. Like he passed away in 2017. He was 14.
Yeah.
He was very,
yeah. Nah.
So the one.
Yeah, amazing. They're amazing dogs. I mean, I've had people turn round and like I've heard them say, "Oh, it's a Rottweiler," and they've turned around and walked the opposite direction, walked away from us, and we've been like, "Really? Is he like that scary looking?" And don't get me wrong, he was a big dog. Like he was 8.5 stone. He was huge. He had a head like an alligator.
Exactly.
but he would do nothing but lick you to death.
But if you look in that photo of yours, like when he's on his two legs, if you check his height, man, he can reach your head. So
yeah,
how cool is that?
That was and you do it daily. Like every time you come in from work, you'd have to always say hello to Aussie first.
Yes.
Otherwise, he'd just take you off your feet because he'd run at you, and jump at you. They're brilliant. They are brilliant dogs. I'd love another one, but Freddie was obviously a bit depressed when his mate was gone. So we thought rather than get another male, because we did have a bit of alpha issues when we introduced Aussie.
Yeah, when two males.
Yeah. So we thought we'll get a bitch and we'll see what and that'll give Freddie a wee girlfriend and we'll see how he gets on. Hopefully there is no issues and they took to each other perfectly. And now they're it looks like now we might be even getting puppies. So they've obviously made a good bond. So. And he's a lot happier. I think he felt a little bit intimidated, Freddie, being a smaller bulldog, and they're having an 8.5 stone Rottweiler. So I think he felt a bit intimidated. So there was always like tiffs and tats at like feeding time and stuff like that we had to watch out for. So it's definitely for the best that Freddy has a female companion rather than a male companion.
Right.
But yeah, so we've just got the two wee
So,
Frenchies now.
so what's it like if you put like two Rottweiler males together, will there be an alpha issue? Something like that?
What was that? Sorry.
If you I mean if you buy two male Rottweilers, will we have an alpha issue?
Yeah.
We would.
Yeah, that's I was the problem. Two male dogs. We had the alpha issue. They didn't know who was the alpha of the pack.
Yeah.
And it was Freddy's house, and Ozzy had been introduced, but Ozzy was bigger and stronger. But Freddy wasn't shy of giving him a go for his money. Which made it worse because if Ozzy retaliated properly, he could have probably just bitten Freddy's head off. So we were kind
Oh,
of, we were a bit like, whoa, you got to try and keep this under control. And then one day they had a little spat, and my missus like tried to like split it up. I'd literally just pulled up in the van from work, and she was trying to split it up in the kitchen after she was feeding them. And I came pulled
oh,
into the house, and Ozzy had bit her. She put her hand in to split them up, and he just turned and snapped and caught her arm. Now, when I
man.
walked into the house, and Ashley was really upset, and she had bite marks on her hand from Ozzy, I went absolutely nuts and pretty much lost it with Ozzy. Which at this point they realised that I was alpha, and there was no longer confusion in who was boss. And they just both listened to me. So after that incident, although it wasn't great, after me pretty much dragging him through the house by his throat and throwing him onto the couch and like screaming out, "I
Oh,
dare you ever touch my miss?" Like, you know what I mean, bite my, you know what I mean, I like
yeah.
was extremely angry. Ozzy realised, okay, that guy's alpha. Do you know what I mean? No,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So at that point, there was no. You know what I mean? Kept having a little spats here and there, but every time I raised my voice, both of them just scattered. So that certainly sorted out that problem we had. But we've had no problems with Lola. She's obviously Freddie doesn't feel that sort of intimidation from her that he obviously felt from Ozzy.
So you're planning to complete the Iberia DLC, Tom?
Well, I wouldn't say I won't go quite as far as completing it. I'm just trying to find
I
jobs just around about, just around the area, just so I
I
can.
mean, you could visit some. There are quite beautiful places with some viewpoints. I mean, you can visit them.
Aye, there's some smart roads in that I've noticed.
Yes,
S-
like
s-
there is one very small road in a city called A Corona, the top.
all right.
Yep.
I take it, is it very tight? Yeah.
But you should really drive through a road called the A24. You should definitely drive that one.
Aye,
It's on
where's
the it's on the left side of the map, I guess. Wait, if you're streaming, let me watch the stream. Mhm.
what am I hung up on? Oh, they're wanting me in a tight spot here. I think I'm gonna have to straighten myself up for this one. Ah, it's a barrier on the other side. That's what I'm
The,
missing.
the, this is like the outside of the company.
They've got a barrier on that side. That's the problem. I don't like half making it hard. See? A barrier right on the edge on the right hand side, and then a heap of boxes right on this side.
What I do is like I go to that barrier at park. This is like kind of hard for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like doing it because I used to do it in real life. So for me,
Yeah.
it would be real. It's just
So
realistic.
so how complicated like it is to park in real life? Like
Really easy to be fair. Yeah, really easy. The bigger the trailer, the easier it is.
mhm,
That's you'll find that on anything. You'll find that in games, to be honest. And it's the same in real life. The bigger the trailer, the easier it is.
so
Obviously, I used to do drive a number of different heavy plant equipment, HGV equipment, and that. Um, one of them being articulated dump trucks.
mhm,
Now that's completely different. When you reverse right, you go left.
yeah.
When you go left, you go right. 'Cause it's articulated. Do you get me? It's different. So
Like the turning radius is I mean the turning radius is different from the normal trailers. Like it is, does it turn too
yeah,
quickly?
it's very sensitive in the turning, and it's got a turning. Basically, it turns from the pinion in the center. So
Mhm.
when you go to reverse, you tend to find it's actually the opposite to what
Oh,
you
oh, yes.
to what you would imagine it to be, reversing off a fifth wheel when you've got the
Mhm,
whole trailer to I mean you've
mhm,
got the control from the front. So yeah, it does definitely screw your head a bit. I used to drive both, so sometimes you get in and you forget, and you're like, oh, I'm in the truck today, or I'm in the dumper articulated, and or you'd forget they would have a dolly on it, and it would be all. As soon as you're doing 90% of
yeah, yeah.
it's easy enough. As soon as you get a bit of practice behind it, reversing's very easy. It's just basically slow and steady and very slow movements. The more you
Mhm,
move the wheel, the harder you're gonna make it for yourself.
mhm. So,
That's
Tom, have you driven with the uh, trailer stability and truck stability to the lowest when you have an option there in the gameplay settings where you can increase and decrease the stability of the trailer. So if you want to drive like more realistically, if we minimize it to fully low, will it make it unstable or will it make it realistic?
um for just a trailer or the truck. Are you on about?
Uh, if I'm asking for the trailer.
All right, I didn't know you could do trailer. I've done the truck stability. I set it
Mhm,
to what I felt was realistic because trucks are extremely stable. They're weighty. The fifth wheel weight is extreme. Um, when people set them so they go at that, and it's like the whole truck sagging over, it's like something's broken, mate. That's not how trucks work. Like I was a
mhm.
HGV mechanic for 10 years, heavy plant mechanic. I have never had
Yeah,
a,
yeah, yeah.
I've never driven a HGV that sagged over on itself that bad. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
People are adding mods for realistic body roll and that. That's not realistic. That's insane. Like your
That's
wing,
just a mode.
yeah, like Zach. It's like your wing mirrors are scratching the floor. That's for. I mean, it's more for a
Yeah.
more for a road bike, not a truck. You know what I mean? But so I set mine to what I felt was realistic. I set my field of view to what I felt was realistic to where I would be sat, which is just seeing the top of my badge of my steering wheel. I've set it to what it's like being realistically sitting in a truck.
Mhm.
To what I feel
So
anyway.
yeah, so do you mind showing me that settings that you have
The field of view.
later after this job?
The
I mean the truck and stability settings, truck and for the trailer.
All right, I'll have to look at the trailer one. Like I said, I didn't know there was one for the trailer. So as far as I know, my trailer one's standard, but I've got a trailer brake mapped in. So
Oh.
you want, I would rather have such an unstable trailer because that's where the instability comes from on a HGV.
Mhm.
Your stability
Mhm.
comes from the tractor unit itself. The
Mhm.
instability comes from the way it's loaded, the trailer, what axles you're running, the length of the trailer. But the beauty of it is, as soon as you feel a stability issue, if you have a
Mhm.
trailer brake mapped into a button you
Mhm.
can get to quickly, it snatches it
Mhm.
from the rear end and sits her back down. So if you're going around a corner and you feel a bit unstable, you just grab that trailer
Yes.
brake and it'll grab it from the back. So that's I've got my trailer brake um, mapped into here, into my left joystick. So if at any point I feel that my brakes aren't sufficient and what it's doing is it's lifting the nose of the tractor unit and it's letting my trailer tip, I'll just let go of my front brakes and just fully lock the trailer brakes. And what it does is it
Trailer.
pulls the trailer back down and starts pulling the tractor unit from behind. Um,
Oh.
so trailer brakes are essential. A lot of people like retarders or what they call engine brakes and stuff like that. That's to stop you cooking your actual brake discs and stuff. But this is a game. It doesn't have brake heat imitation. If it did have that, then I would use engine brake and I'd imply that into my control configurations. But they don't have heat brake heat. Do you know what I mean? I use it realistically. I don't cook the brakes like you would in a HGV. Like a lot of people absolutely destroy brakes in HGVs and the smell of burning from them because they don't know how to use the likes of engine braking or retarders, etc. Trailer brakes or anything like that.
So I guess as a mechanic you had to replace the brakes more than any parts.
Oh yes, yes, I've done my fair share of brakes. Drums and oh man, chopping off the drums HGVs. It's the super singles. Taking off the super singles is like, and then the drums of the brakes. What a weight in them. Like you're fighting them. Like, especially changing super single tires. That's not fun. That's not a fun game. Changing the tires on a HGV. I mean, and then blowing them up to 100 psi. You know what I mean? Pop the beads and that.
Yeah.
No, I used to work in an old school garage. We didn't have cages. We had an airline that was like 2 foot long. I was stood right next to the tires as I was blowing them up to 100 psi.
How? Well,
yeah,
that's so brave. That's so being brave.
yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't go stand so close there.
yeah, I don't know if it's brave or stupid, but so yeah, when you think back to what we used to do, I remember walking in because my father was a foreman at Downing Bridge plant. I remember walking through the tire bay area,
Oh.
and my dad was pumping up a super single. Now he thought he'd caught the bead all round, but he actually hadn't. And I walked through the door and started saying, I was like, "Whoa!" I started screaming at him, and then he looked at me, and I was like fucking pointing at the thing like that. So he let go of the airline. He looked round the back of the tire, and he was like, "Oh shit!" Just dropped the airline, unhooked it, and then like ran out. And he was like, "Right, just leave it to depressurize," sort of thing, because it's obviously
Oh.
leaking from the bead at the back. But the bead hadn't popped, so he thought the bead had popped on both sides of the rim, but it was like at 90 odd psi, and he was just about to set I dropped the pressures to set it, and it wasn't even on the rim properly. Yeah, and I just happened to walk through and noticed that the back side that he couldn't see was not properly beaded on the rim, and if I walked through 5 minutes or been stayed in the main workshop 5 minutes more, all I could have heard was a bang, and as I went through, my dad would have been splattered all over the wall. It's a very dangerous game working on
Yes.
HGVs. Even from doing gearboxes, clutches, being in the pit, everything's so heavy. Everything's. Do
So,
you know what I mean?
is it like is it safe like nowadays?
Oh, it's safe working on the lorries, yeah, by all means, but it's just you've got to be very aware of what's going on. You can't seem to think that it's not like I've been a mechanic for many years. I've worked in many different aspects of mechanical. I was Master Tech at L&I Eaton, which is a division for Direct Line Insurance. That is an accident repair centre, and I was the main Master Tech there and trained an apprentice and whatnot. I've also been assistant manager at National Tyres, which is a tyre fitting depot slash brakes and suspension fast fit. So I managed obviously 5 or 6 boys below me, tyre fitters, trained tyre fitters, and everything. I worked for Subaru prepping rally cars. I worked with HGVs, Downing Bridge plant, and working on heavy plant. I can do timing and like timing gear. I've done timing in like 325 cats.
Oh.
Oh, that's you know what I mean in excavators. I can rebuild excavator engines. I've done that before. It's I mean it's
Timing is something very complicated, right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot of people struggle. I mean I I learned to time engines a long time ago. I've timed from Ford Fiestas to Subaru Imprezas to Evos to brand new Polos to excavators to HGVs. Do you know what I mean? All aspects of vehicle maintenance I've done. Like I said, I was in the trade for 10, 11 years or so. Worked in a number of aspects of the divisions of like HGV and whatnot. Fast fit, accident repair centre. Do you know what I mean? Worked at Lossy Garage, just basic small time garages. Do you know what I mean? So done most aspects of mechanical work. At a point I got bored, and then when I was doing mobile fitter for HGV, for heavy plant, and I was just going out to these diggers all the time. The boys were just sitting there smoking fags and chatting away at me as I'm fixing their machine. I'm lying underneath it and absolutely carted, and then going away. And then when I realised these boys are getting paid twice as much as me, and
Oh, you don't have a job here.
I was like, I think I'm gonna maybe just put myself through my tickets. So that's what I done. I went and trained to be a excavator operator, and then from there got my ADT tickets, my roller tickets, my lift ups, my DOMs, my dumper, excavator, roller, dozer, all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
So on the left you can see that's the A24 road above Portugal. So in real life, when you are sitting inside this cabin, let's take an example. Let's take Scania as an example. So how about the blind spots?
The
The
blind
front
spot.
and the side. Yep.
There's a number of blind spots in a real HGV.
I guess like you have driven every brand of trucks.
What
As a mechanic.
what brand of trucks have I driven?
Yeah, I think you have driven everyone, every brand.
For a short period of time, probably at some point working on them. I wouldn't say every model, make and model, but probably every brand. I've seen Ivacos from Clockwork, removals. I've worked on them. I've worked on Well, we had Scanias for our HGVs, for our low beds and all that, because we had our own excavator division at Downing Bridge plant. this is a bit of a confusing roundabout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So Mans, Scanies. Yeah.
So yeah, so from let's take the trucks from the game. Like which truck have the hardest blind spot?
Blind spots.
Yes.
Uh, I don't
I
like.
mean,
I don't like
Mhm.
Volvos. I just don't feel comfortable in the Volvo in the way that the seating position makes me feel. I don't know if it's just the way that the seats have been set, or I don't know, because obviously I'm not going to go and jump in a truck I'm repairing and reset the driver's seat, so I just have to drive it the way he's had the seat set. But also in this game, I've not been able to set up a field of view that
like
I was happy
yeah,
with. So
the glass is too small for the vision, for the
yeah,
driver vision.
and the steering wheel seems flat rather than tilted back, which I don't like. So to get the right field of view for the steering wheel to feel right and comfortable, your
Mhm.
your seat's too low and your steering wheel's too dropped, so automatically you lose like a good 15, 20, maybe even more of your percent of your vision from just lowering yourself to be in a comfortable position. That was one thing I found about the Volvos. It's why I've never owned a Volvo in this game, and it's why I never liked working on Volvos, because they were a nightmare to pull into the workshop. They were a nightmare to reverse out. They were just the Volvos always stuck in my mind for being the most of a nightmare, because to but people had them set up so much so that they could drive them for comfort. So like they were low, the steering wheel was low. Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying to drive this thing in the workshop, and I felt like a teeny bobber. I'm sitting up like this, trying to make sure I don't catch stuff in that. And do you know what I mean? Yeah, the Volvo's always one that stuck in my mind. I can't really recall anything else. I've got a love for Scanias, but I tell you what, Scanias are one of the worst to work on.
Why? I
Just because how tight they are, how they move, the room, they're not well designed for mechanic. Like, put it this way, whoever designed the Scania didn't like the mechanics. It's it is they are by far one of the worst.
so when it comes to reliability, which one is better?
I'll always be biased to a Scania without a doubt.
When it comes to reliability. Sorry for how about man?
I've never driven any Man for any length of time. I do think they're a good truck. They're a sturdy truck. The issues that I've ever came across with them in the past, I've never been anything significant. They've always been quite a sturdy truck. We had two of them at L&I Eaton for our recovery trucks. I've only ever done a clutch in a man. It was one of the smaller ones. It was like just a 7.5 tonner kind of thing. Like I say, mechanically, I couldn't really say much negative about them. But for my personal preference, not my most favourable looking truck, I'd say.
You mean
But
the design is like older?
yeah, the design's pretty basic, it's pretty plain. I feel in my eyes, but it is a sturdy truck. It's a well maintained. That's why they've managed to keep the reputation they have.
Yes,
I mean, they've not.
yeah, even though I like this truck very much, but when it comes to the 2020 version of that truck, the design is like still a bit old, don't you think? The newer truck design.
Yeah, they've not. Basically, the way man see it, I think, is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do you know what I mean? So they, they just make sure that their trucks are just as always as reliable as ever, and their customers come back and buy their trucks. So you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
said, the way they look,
Yeah.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Make it look a bit fancier every year. Add a few mod cons, a few smoother edges, but don't go overboard. Otherwise, you might turn away your customers that are heartfelt on enjoying the man for what it is. But,
And I thought you like I thought you like Reynolds very much. Tom.
oh, don't start that. I honestly hate what. Like, the funny thing is, Renault could never make a car. I don't know why they decided to start making HGVs. It was beyond me. Their cars were
Oh wait,
absolutely atrocious. So why would they start
so
doing heavy goods?
so when did they bring their first SUV out?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure, but I've always known Reynolds just to be rubbish, absolute rubbish. Well, no one bought them. No one bought them until they'd done this. They'd done a deal. It must have been like a finance deal or some sort of like zero free whatever. So basically, smaller companies could get brand spanking new trucks for next to nothing. So yeah, you started seeing Reynolds on the road because of this finance or free insurance, 1 year's free insurance deal they were giving with them or whatever it was they were doing. So you started seeing them about more, but you just started seeing them breaking down and problems, electrical problems. They were just a nightmare. Like like honestly, if someone came in my Renault to us, it was like, oh, we're flat out. You're better taking it down the road to such and such. We'd send them somewhere else. I mean, no, no. I hate them. And then you come on to this, then I got introduced to this game, and I was like, no, they've not put Reynolds on this game. I was like, you can't do that. Not.
But that but that day when they brought the T series into the game, I seriously thought you love those trucks. But then
Oh,
I know
oh,
in what way you love them.
oh, they're horrible. And
Pro mods takes forever.
what is? Have you still not loaded in?
No, I only just got back like 2 minutes ago.
Oh right. Is it saying content change detected though?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll take ages, depending on your
Fine.
internet. Yeah, content change detected's annoying. Well, it takes
Like
ages.
yeah, content
okay.
change for me like it takes for me like 20 minutes. So
It's-
I go from sim to pro mode.
what it'll be doing is it'll be rendering all the new map data that you've given it. You see, and it'll be making up the maps and everything, and it'll be basically just changing it to a Pro Mods compatible thing. So it'll take, yeah, it could take, depend on your internet, it could take 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
Will you be attending the missed convoy, Tom? You missed the last one. I heard that you were busy with something else.
Yeah,
things.
yeah, I was in hospital. I could make a couple of them, and then when it came out of hospital, I was having issues with my vision and stuff, and having sore heads. So now I'm a bit better, but a bit better. My ears are still a bit sore, so I've got my sound turned down. But other than that,
So if you keep your headphones for a long time, so doesn't that be painful?
yeah, well that's it. So I've got it turned down a bit. Yeah, it was just simply because of the brain hemorrhage with the bleeding on the brain from the attack. Just it was playing havoc with my vision. I had to turn the brightness of my screen down in that as well. It was all really bright. Just being outside as well was sore. So I had to wear shades when it was like pouring rain, and I'm wearing shades just because it was giving me headaches. I mean,
Right, I loaded it.
So how do you feel now, Tom?
yeah, my head feels a bit better. I still, if I sit up or move really fast, I still get quite dizzy. I'm still on loads of medication. Still got loads of pain. Obviously,
Okay, I can see that.
pain, heaps of pain from the crash itself as well.
Yeah.
So with all that and then the attack, it's just made it worse. So yeah, unfortunately, it's
You
just
took
good.
Ireland
Yeah, yeah. Iceland.
and Iceland.
Yep.
Iceland, Ireland, Russia, Finland, Norway.
Wales.
Have you downloaded the Middle East track too?
Yeah, I'm in pro mods now.
I mean the Middle East.
Yeah, I've got it all.
Yeah, so
Pretty
you
sure.
what? So you've got have you got Middle East add-on, Iraq and all that?
Oh no.
Well, you need to go onto the Pro Mods website. Then go at the top where it says ATS and ETS compatibility. In the middle, it'll say add-ons. Hit add-ons, and then scroll down and download everything that's in green. There'll be one for cabin accessories, Middle East add-on, and trailer signs and company signs or something like that. Download them and do the same thing with them and throw them in your mods folder. And then that way you'll have the Middle East, you have Iraq, you'll have Syria, you'll have all that.
Wait, I can go to Syria.
But you can, you can go to Iraq and all that, and go, you can go. I done the longest journey I possibly could find on ETS2.
Yeah, I know. I know about that.
I went from
Glasgow to
it's like Granu or something in Iraq. It's the far right of Iraq in the Middle East, and then I drove right the way up through the whole of the world, right the way up to top of Iceland to Ballinura or whatever. It was 8,700 kilometers in one trip. It took me like 6 hours or something, 7 hours, just driving all day. That was like the longest trip. It's the longest journey I could find physically on ETS2 with this minimal ferry journeys, ferries as possible.
How did you feel when you get up from that chair after the job?
Oh yeah, it was good. It wasn't bad. It was. I actually didn't think it was. I didn't think it was as bad. It was. I thought it was going to be worse. Like before I knew it, I was out of Iraq and heading up through Cyprus and that and whatever and cutting through, and then it was coming up the bottom through Iceland or whatever, Germany and that. Sorry, and then I kind of cut up through Sweden and that, and then took a short ferry across to like the islands above Britain, and then
the Faroe Islands.
yeah, Faroe Islands, and then managed to do a hop from there up to Iceland, and then done the ring round the long way to the very top Iceland and delivered the load. Got as much miles in as possible.
Do I need this trailer one?
You don't need it. It's just
It's not necessary. It's not necessary to download the trailer.
But
And
it's
the real company, just you only need to download the Middle East map.
Yeah. I think I've just purchased both of them.
well, if you got the Middle East, and I've put the Middle East in the trailers in, and the in-cab add-ons and stuff. I just done that for the crack because
That's Tom. That's only needed for if you are driving in single player, right? The real companies and the trailer packs.
Is it just single player? Is it right? But like I said, the Middle East is definitely something that you want because it adds so much more to the map.
The 2.60 Pro modes is a very huge update because they have extended Middle East as well in the game. They are also reworking on Ukraine and Iceland.
Alright,
so
cool.
I've got all three, so I just moved them into my mods folder now.
Yeah.
Right, so I don't need to do anything. Alright,
So you are a newcomer to Pro modes.
Yes.
The real game begins now.
I know.
No.
I know.
Welcome to Pro modes.
We're gonna have to take him to tunnels.
Right, so I've got it all in my folder now. Now let me launch up the game and hope to fucking god that's worked.
Tom, you missed the convoy which we planned on the Iceland, the off-road one, which we actually did it with another VTZ like 2 months before.
Oh, brilliant.
We should do a lap of the world in pro mods.
But Tom, since you are present here now, I am also planning to do the same route but in reverse. We climbed that route. Now we are going down on the next convoy. How about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna start coming to all the Wednesday convoys and that now. I need to start showing showing. Yeah, I've just with everything that's been going on, I've not had my setup set up. When I did have it set up, I got jumped and then spent time in and out of hospital. It's a nightmare. So yeah, now I'm starting to just get back to recovery stages. I'm but kind of back to square one after my recovery from the surgery, so after the motocross crash. So, yeah, I can game again. So I've just had to
So,
adjust some stuff to make it
so
better.
there's your bike's windshield on that wall, number 114.
Yeah, that's the front plate from the off my motocross bike that I won the championship with.
Oh,
Because I won a championship and then I moved up into the semi-experts and started racing for the Scottish Championship. And that's when I had my really bad accident and made myself disabled. So.
Lovely. Right, let me go on the world map so I can have a look about the countries.
Go down to the very far right and see if you've got a strip that shows you like Iraq and stuff like that.
I can even see Georgia.
there is only a small island, I guess, Georgia.
Greece, Cyprus. I don't
And
think it works.
Almost actually puts the base game map into shame.
Wait, where is it? Sorry? Where
Um,
is Iraq?
when you go down to the bottom right to Cyprus and that, you should be able to keep going. It's like a strip to the right.
Cattle
Should be.
trailer.
Have you done the same thing, like extracted the files, pulled the SCS out, dropped it into your mods
Oh, I
folder?
didn't extract them or anything. I just dragged them in there.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, everything you need to do, you need to unzip it. Just go to right click on it, and go to 7-zip.
You need
Just go extract files. It'll make a duplicate. Click on the duplicate, pull out the SCSs from it, drop them in your mods folder,
yeah.
and then just
All you-
throw the empty folder with the readme left in it in your recycling bin, and clear everything out of your thingy apart from the SCS files for the mods that you want.
all you need to look is for .ses format file.
Right, so this is one of them, so I need to do express, oh no. Oh, extract.
Yeah, just
Extract here or extract to pro mods?
extract here,
Extract, yeah.
Alright.
and then it'll
So
make
log
it,
in now.
and it should make a second folder. Oh, that was tight.
You recently done. Would I like
Oh.
to express zip?
Yes. Have you got 7-zip? Is that what you're using?
I don't know. Oh,
Right.
so that's just
Right,
a load of stuff.
Right. I think the best thing for you to do if you're going to get into this sort of thing is to download 7-zip. It means that when you right click on any file, it gives you an option to go to 7-zip and then extract files here. And it makes a duplicate file, but the file's unzipped. It means you can then enter it, pull out what you want, put it in your mods folder, and throw away the zipped file and then the empty one that says readme in it. Do you get me?
Yes.
So you're probably going to want to go to Google and download 7-zip, because by the sounds of it, you're not using that, and that's by far the most easiest way. Yeah.
Extractor.
Yeah, I was using WinRAR or someone sort of told me to use some WinRAR thing, extract files. That it was an absolute nightmare. Then someone says, why are you using that? Use 7-zip. It's effortless, it's faultless, it's... Do you know what I mean? There's nothing to it. And then when I did it and realised that it simply is, there is no like program or nothing, you just right click on it, 7-zip, extract, boom, duplicates your open file.
Oh, I do have an option 7-zip archive.
Yeah,
archive file.
well, that's to zip it back up. So
Okay.
when you're playing with mods and you've like for Giants Editor or such, what I'll do is I'll 7-zip, I'll unzip a file, I'll go into its contents, I'll open the ID3, I'll open it in Giants Editor. I'll play with the mod, make the wheels bigger, make the exhaust bigger, do whatever I need to do. Give it me more brake horsepower in the XMLs, do whatever it is I'm doing, and then I'll right click
Oh, I think
set
I did it.
7-zip, and I'll add the archive, and that re-zips it.
I think I just did it. Let me quickly see if this works, then I'll try it your way.
Right.
See if this works.
Tom,
Yeah.
what do you think about the new generation trucks having the mirror cams?
Oh, the DAFs, or whatever they are.
I mean, every trucks are now bringing the mirror cams. Now the man have brought the mirror cam. The Mercedes was the first one to bring the mirror cams. So totally, now the 3 trucks have mirror cams now. So what's your opinion on these mirror cams? Are the
Well,
normal mirrors better ones, or the mirror cams are the better ones?
I think it gives the driver a false sense of security. I've seen 2 videos on Facebook now where their drivers are driving along with these new mirror cams in their new fancy trucks, and what they're actually doing is they're driving along with their side curtains shut, because they feel they have more vision with the mirror cams. So there was a boy driving alongside a truck, and he had his curtains pulled right forward to just till he could see the mirror cam on both sides. So he's got like next to no vision. He's just created a massive blind spot for himself, looking down to the right to make sure nothing's coming up on his inside. Do you mean that the mirror cam's maybe not got, or do you mean you can't rely on technology? Certainly not to that degree. And plus there's also
Which truck he was driving?
I think it was a DAF he was driving. Is it? Have they got the new mirror cams?
Yeah, the new
yeah.
DAF have the mirror
Yeah,
cams.
I'm sure it was a photo of a DAF. It was a white DAF I seen. Like it was just a photo of the side of it, or a photo, a video, or Facebook, whatever. And someone was saying like, how stupid can you be? Curtains closed just because they've got new mirror cams. And then I realised that he had black curtains pulled right up to the edge, of.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, just it's a false. I think it's like I say. I think it's giving the lads a false sense of security, to what they can see. So that I don't agree with. But then also I've heard apparently there's a safety mechanism in one of them. So if basically your mirror gets swiped off, the truck cuts out. So I don't see how that's safe, because although it's going to kill the engine of the truck, so you can't carry on driving it, it should be a safety feature that once the mirror's been ripped off, it should only give you 5 miles or 10 miles of driving time. Therefore, you can try and find a safe place or a hard shoulder to pull up on. The truck just dying on you, I think, is ridiculous. Now, if someone's not paying attention, or a car cuts them up and they swerve and then hit their wing mirror off a lamppost and it rips it off, and now they're stuck blocking the road and waiting for recovery, well, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? So there's a few there is a few flaws, I say, that are with it. Like I say, what main one being that it's giving the drivers a false sense of security, and they're endangering more lives by driving with their curtains shut now, because you've given them technology to apparently be able to see out their apparently be able to see out their cab without looking. Now that I think is ridiculous. And then obviously the so-called safety features of the engine cutting out when they're ripped off. How many boys clip their mirrors in the HGVs all the time? Having HGVs haul into a stop, left, right, and centre because they've lost a bloody wing mirror. I can't see any common sense behind it, especially being in the mechanical trade for so long. If you're gonna really want to implement a safety feature that because do you mean that someone said, right, well, to get that mirror cams approved, they have to have safety features. Some common sense should have been used. The lads should have then known, right, okay, well, we're going to have to implement a safety feature, but it's going to have to be sensible in the fact that it's going to have to give the driver a warning notice, put his engine management light on, tell him he's got like 10 or 8 driving minutes left until the engine cuts out, he'll then can make his decisions to pull it into a hard shoulder, the next services, fuel station, whatever. It just to me would make far more sense than just having them cut out. But like I say, what am I? Just a mechanic. I'm just a monkey that pulls the sticks. I'm just a monkey that pulls the sticks and drives the levers. I mean, these boys are the ones that make the decisions because apparently they know best. But like I say, it might not be that like that with all trucks. They maybe noticed that that is a flaw, and it might be something that they've rectified now. I can't comment. I've not been involved enough, or like I'm not in the trade anymore. But when I first heard about it, I was like, "Why? That's a recipe for disaster." And now I've seen the videos on Facebook and the social media outroar from just from basically public thinking like, why are you giving these drivers free reign to pull off such ridiculous maneuvers? I can see it leading to further problems, but we'll just have to wait and see.
So, have you driven the new DAF in the game? When
Not in the
when you
game,
were
not in the game. No, I'm just back. Like I say, I'm only just back after like 3 months. I'm in Mascani. Still, and to be honest, as you can tell, I'm still trying to get used to it because I've been playing Farm Sim, so the steering feels so weird playing Farm Sim for like 3-4 months longer and coming back to
on
GTA.
the farming sim.
Yeah, in the mining server and the extreme forestry server we've got. So been doing a lot of that. Well, it gives me the tight ones to park in, doesn't it?
Yep. I mean the parkings in the Iberia are very, challenging. They
Yeah,
have made it challenging in the Iberia section.
yeah. Nah, I do like that. That's
Tom, can you show the truck and trailer stability settings, please?
let's have a look. Options, gameplay. Truck controller. Mine are all right up. The looks of it. Yeah. Suspension stiffness.
Oh yeah. So
Everything's.
what if we put all the truck stability and trailer stability to all minimum?
It's probably. I don't know. It might be quite saggy. I'm not sure.
Not the braking intensity,
Yeah.
but the braking intensity stay full. Yeah. I mean, you don't need to change it. I was checking like,
Yeah.
are you
I
playing
was.
in realistic settings?
Yeah. Yeah. I've never really thought about it to be honest. I might try it out one day for the crack.
I don't want to try it in TMP.
Yeah.
Other players are hard.
Yeah. Well.
Because yeah, the 90% of the players are like, move out of my way. I want to go over with you.
It'll be my luck. I'll go and set it up, and then the trail will just cope first corner and take someone out, and I'll get banned again.
Yeah. Yes. You have been banned twice, I guess.
Yeah, that's my own fault. But hey ho.
I can go to Iraq.
Yeah, did you get it working? Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Myself
Wait, hold
and
up.
my,
All seriousness, are there like roadside bombs? No, I mean that is serious. Can your truck blow up?
I was see when they took out the Iraq and that, and then they took out. It was Christmas time, and they done the snow version, right? I went
you
to
mean
drive
winter mode?
winter mod, yeah, with Christmas time. I just got Iraq installed, so I went down to Iraq for a job, and I was driving past all these camels just stood in the snow. It's just like, it's like they never thought that one through. It's like just snow everywhere, driving past, roadside bombs on fire, like there's like tanks on fire at like
Serious?
border crossings and that. There's cars sitting there on fire and stuff. I go down to Iraq.
I see. Like if you go to the extreme end of that map, is it Iran, Tom?
Yeah,
Yeah. If you go there, you can see people stealing something from the trailers.
yeah. I know
That's
it's.
funny.
I know they put a lot of detail into it. I mean, give them that. Give them their dues.
Also in 2.60, it is new vegetation details. It looks like they have done a pretty good work with the new update.
Apologies for saying.
I know that's a shame. I wonder if someone can look at it and see if they can muck about with it. I think Reese was gonna have a play about with it and see if he can make it compatible.
Which
Damn,
one,
if
Tom?
someone uses VR for this, they're an absolute unit.
I have head tracking, track IR, but it keeps tripping
Yeah, I
out.
want to get that.
Since
That's really expensive.
But seriously, monkey, but when you go to Iraq, you will be really freaked out. Only just you, your truck in the middle of the desert.
Yes, I'm kind of scared. You know,
Yeah.
just in case like a roadside bomb or something goes off.
You should drive through. I think you should drive through Jordan.
I'll have a look. I want to quickly customize my truck, 'cause as you guys said, there's a load of shit you can put in your truck now. Or some more stuff, so
yeah.
I'm gonna
Drive.
customize my truck. Or one of them. Sorry, Siraj.
Drive a man.
I actually did buy Man, and I bought it because you kept going on about them, so I was like, fuck it, and I bought one. And I haven't actually had a test yet, but it seems pretty good. It seems like you can steer it. The steering's really good on them.
Definitely better than the Volvo anyway, or the Iveco, or the Renault. Oh.
Oh, Pro Mods looks sick.
Are-
Let's go
are
through
the-
Dover.
or the deaf.
Why can't they just have this normal Euro truck, you know?
I know it is.
So-
It's a shame. What's up?
So on the basis of on the comparison between the power, so how would you classify the trucks? First, Scania comes on first place, or the
Uh,
Volvos?
Scania.
I think it's a very close between the Scani 730 and the Volvo 750.
I love
Mhm.
Volvo.
Me and Sim have had this race, I'll say, numerous times, to the point we'll be sitting at lights and we'll try and shift as fast as we can. And there's not much in them. There's like nothing in them. But I'd say if anything, the Scani's got a little bit more pull bottom end. But when you both get to where you're going, you're sitting neck and neck. Do you get me? So it's there's not much. It's down to shifting. I'd say they're very very close. Scania and Volvo. The 730 and the 750.
150, yeah.
So that's the two best engines I would say in the game. The best engines obviously the Scania
Yes.
730.
The Scania has also introduced like 770 now, right?
Oh,
The Scania has also brought the 770 now in real life.
well, hopefully they bring it to the game soon.
That depends on how close SES and the Scania group is.
That's very true.
But if you look at any post in Instagram on SES page that the players now want the Iveco S-Way, I think the Iveco has got some attention now with the new truck S-Way.
What people are wanting the Iveco?
Yep. Have you seen the new truck Iveco S-Way, Tom?
No, I can't say I have.
Yeah, it actually looks cool than the one in the game.
This was kind of worth the struggle.
I
Getting
think
shit
it's
installed.
the top end is like 570 HP. 570, yeah.
I asked. What you saying? Your Pro Mod's working now.
Yeah, it's all working. Where are you at now? Well, who else is on Pro Mods?
I'm on Pro Mods and I am.
Tom is on Iberia.
Yeah,
Using stream.
yeah, I'm down in the new DLC just now.
I still want to go to Iraq.
I would just go and buy a garage in Iraq and head down there and do a few loads about just for the crack, get a look about. It is good. They've put a lot of detail into it. I was surprised.
Yeah. Fair enough. So I'm gonna get one in port said.
In 1.42, next update by SES, they will be bringing the new DAF XF, and it is rumored that the new generation man would be the next truck coming into the game. Just a rumor.
Right,
Oh.
got my shotgun. I'm all good.
Oh, you'll be delighted if that does come into the game.
What roadside bombs?
I was like jumping.
I know the new man, not the roadside bombs, you crazy bugger.
Oh, I thought you were something about roadside bombs. I was about to say that would just like tip it.
No, nah, he's gone about the new man. But yeah, it'll be good if they bring it into the game.
Since
Kaboom!
the new truck, they haven't started the sales of the new truck with the mirror cams. They will be starting it from October.
Oh, someone else is it. Let's have a cheeky little look around. Let me get my trailer.
Tom, I have driven the lead, I mean the scout car in the like 2-3 convoys now. I haven't had a single crash from them.
Yeah, but you've caused crashes in it.
Bro,
It wasn't even your driving, it was just you had a little bit of lag and so much.
Yeah. Tom knows very well that I am the one, doesn't it, Tom? In
yes.
previous convoys, I was the one taking out
Every,
every single random play.
and so what are you lead scout car now? Is that how you?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even better. That's better. 'Cause that means that you can't get taken out.
Yes.
I'm straight behind you, Van Kessel. Damn, Cat. Because he's really weird. He accelerates as quickly as possible
no,
and
no,
brakes at last second.
So Kettle can drive in front of you and Scott can drive behind you. Monkey.
Oh no. That one's the worst. Both of them are as bad as each other when it comes to their driving. Scott just brakes randomly. Kessel is just like
you
has to be a race driver.
you can't predict what Scott about to do. Or how about Zach on 2 wheels?
Oh,
But, yeah,
Zach's
neither
always
of
on
them
2 wheels.
Yeah, I got videos of it and everything. That's gonna be in the trailer.
Ah, he's someone else.
Who's doing a trailer? Was it you? Monkey, you are doing a PBG promo video?
Yeah, I'm making it a trailer.
Yeah.
This promos is gonna help with the trailer.
Oh, definitely. We'll
Like
show.
loads of different countries.
I'll show you.
Yeah.
There's heaps of really cool spots. There's secret tunnels.
Yeah.
There's
There's an airport and planes right there.
Yeah, there's secret roads up in Iceland. There's heaps of bits.
Center of the Earth.
Saraz knows some bits where you drive through the water, like through dirt tracks.
That's cool.
Yeah, Iceland there's some really cool bits and pro mods to make a video clip up out of, definitely.
Yeah, I mean I was kind of struggling in normal Euro trucks. There's only so much I can record, like the rain and daylight and shit like that. So
I have taken Kettle when he joined the promos. I have taken Kettle to the off-road section of the Iceland map.
Well,
pretty much like it, and one day we can go to center of the earth, Monkey.
Iraq.
Yeah,
Hello.
I think you should take Monkey to the tunnels and that at some point.
Yep.
Yeah, I recorded.
Tom, I heard that you took the truck with a trailer to center of the earth. How did you do that? How did you manage to bring a trailer there?
What, through the tunnels?
Yeah. Not the you know the tunnels. I mean the caves.
Yeah.
When we go to the center of the earth on Finland.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to take a trailer, man? Like
Uh,
I had to dismiss mine.
I just was being,
Very
I
simple.
was just being very gentle and taking wide lines and making sure where it wants to hang up, that just making sure that it was over. It was tight. At like the point was CJ and Zach had taken me up there and was like, "We'll see how far you can get with this trailer." So I had to beat them. You know what I mean, I had a point to prove. I was like, I'm gonna get all the way through this. So I actually managed to get all the way through, right through out the other side with my trailer, spun round, parked, and then waited for them to come out. See how when you get to the bottom of it, there's a really tight metal bit.
Yes, yes, yeah.
I just sped up and just ram my trailer.
Because
And
if you don't have enough speed, then that will keep squeeze your truck.
yeah,
And
yeah. I just sped up and lifted my left axle, so my drive axle just dug into the ground, and I just basically wheelied out the tunnel, pulling my trailer out. So aye, they were laughing, but I managed to get it all the way down.
Monkey, that's where you will see dinosaurs.
You'll
Yeah, I'm serious.
you'll soon see what we're on about when you get taken up the tunnels. It's wild there.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, all of it. It sounds really good.
You know, I'm planning for a convoy there. I mean,
We should do something at some
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
even
was
tomorrow.
asking. I was asking like if we do it in a scout car, everybody in a scout car, or just the lead in a
That's
scout car,
suicidal.
and or the trucks without trailers.
People that
What do you think?
people that haven't been there before, I would suggest scout cars. Anyone that's been there before, if they want to take their truck, that's fair enough. Or
Like
people that haven't
without
been,
trailers.
people can come. People that haven't been there before can either take a scout car or their tractor unit without a trailer. People that have been before
Yeah.
can take a single trailer unit if they feel comfortable to do so. Um, I'd be going up with a trailer for the crack, just because I want to see if I can do. In fact, I've been through it twice with a trailer. I think every time I've went up there, I've took a trailer. I don't think I've ever had to detach. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see if I'm gonna be.
Bullet holes.
All the signs of bullet holes in Iraq and
Yeah, I
that.
know. Insane.
Nah, the
Watch
promo.
out for there are harpoons on the road too, so watch out for them as well. Hope they don't steal your goods, man.
Okay, if I drive slightly off the road, do I get blown up? Let's see.
Where is that place, Tom? Where you remember we took a photo like with the fire on side of the road on the
Um,
cans over the
oh,
cans.
I took the photo. That was down in Iraq somewhere. That was when I was coming from Al Aruba or whatever it is on the far right. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that was like as far right as you can go on the Middle East. But I bought a garage there. I took a job there, and leaving there, that's when I went through the barrels. So I think it's as far right on Iraq as you can go, or the Middle East.
If we've been driving through this desert, we'll make good content.
I have driven through the desert. Or at least to some extent you can drive through the desert.
I forgot about the flaming barrels and that. Yeah. If you go to Al Ruba or whatever, there's heaps of flaming barrels and stuff you have to drive through.
You know, Tom, like in the previous versions of the game, if we want to get a nice picture, like between the barrels, we had to go there at night time. But with the new update, like we can change the time in the photo mode. We
Alright.
don't have to be, we don't have to pre-planned going to that section.
Alright. I to be honest, I stumbled across that. I was just going down in the Merskania to do a job, and I was away down in wherever I was.
Wait,
Um,
weren't you the one who took the Mercania
yeah.
over there?
Yeah, I've got it in PBG colours as well.
Wait, what? The Mercania?
Yeah, the Merskania. I've got it with the PBG logo on it, and with the colours for online.
You can drive that in TMP as well, you know that.
Yes, yeah, and it's got our skin on it as well.
Yeah. I think Murdoch drove it on the previous convoy.
Let's go.
Alright, Scott.
I'm alive. I never thought I'd say this, but I like an electric car.
No electric cars, please.
Hey, that's just discrimination against electric cars. How could you?
You being serious? Do you actually know what it takes to deactivate an electric car when it fails?
Yeah, you recycle the battery, you open the battery up and they go bang.
No, it's completely different to that. Your battery terminals will heat up, and the smoke thing will start to smoke and cut out. Then your battery can cool down, but still be at the it'll be obviously it'll fry the car. Car's knackered at that point. But the batteries, the thing with batteries, because of the chemical reaction, is they can cool down and then they can randomly reheat because of the chemical reaction in them,
Making
right?
contact with the oxygen.
Exactly. So when you get an electric car fail to the point that the batteries spoil out, what happens is a recovery truck comes along with a high-ab crane, and another truck comes along with a hydro tank, which is basically just a big open tip skip full of water, hydro water with probably some fancy chemical in it. And then they lift the whole car and submerge it fully in water, and it has to be left there for a certain period of time to make sure the batteries have total climatized and decooled, and the chemical reactions submerged, and then it can be taken out of the water, and then it gets taken straight to the scrap heap. So the only one issue that you can have with an electric car is your batteries overheating, and the only cure to that is submerging it in water and then throwing it away. So tell me how these are better than. I mean, and then also if you look into the tiniest bit of research into mining lithium ore for the actual lithium mines, for the actual batteries themselves for electric cars, they're taking out like 12 times the size of a normal quarry would for just stone and gravel and whatnot for making roads and whatnot. Okay, the production, like, you've actually got petrol cars towing diesel generators going around recharging electric cars. I mean, is that not the most stupidest thing you've ever heard? You've got emissions coming off the electric car and the diesel generator to charge one car, when you could just have one low emission car. It's not about It's not about saving the planet. I can tell you that. If anyone thinks going to electric is to be more sufficient or to be more green, they've done absolute no research into it whatsoever. So electric shit.
New diesel engine in the new Golf, that's only like 99 grams of carbon per kilometre.
Exactly. Because they can do these cars, because what they've got is these fancy DPF filters and EGR valves and all this stuff that recirculates the carbon dioxide that comes out the exhaust, the engine's output, and what it does is it recirculates it through the engine, lets the engine burn it for a second time, and then it reduces it even more when it comes out. But all that does is clog up the carbon, clog up the EGR valves, clog up the DPFs, and that's why you've got this new found trade of carbon car cleaning, where these boys do your carbon flush outs, and they go round and clean out the carbon flush from all your new diesel engines, because of all these DPFs and EGRs that are recirculating the carbon dioxide and all that's coming out. The outputs are getting recirculated through the engine.
I'm gonna go get this dog before I kill her.
So yeah, your petrol and diesel engines, that is the way forward. This electricity thing is a money-making scam, and it's gonna bite us in the ass as a world. I mean, as a global issue at some point, but we'll just wait and see. But that's
Alright, Bruce, I gotta hop off now. Tom, I'll see you later, Tom.
Yeah, take it easy, buddy.
Yep. Bye, guys. See you later.
Oh my blood, oh my flint.
I've got 500 miles left in the tank. How far have I got to go? 400. Sweet. Should
Where are you
make it.
driving to?
Where am I going? Where am I going? I'm taking 19 tons of peanut butter to Barcelona.
That's in Spain.
Yeah, I'm still down in the new DLC. I'm starting to head back up towards the north of it now.
So you're going to be arriving at Barcelona soon, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, okay, I see it. Right, I'll back. Just fast travel.
But I would say soon in like 400 miles. So, and I've just stopped.
Nah,
for
that's soon.
fuel.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just stopped for fuel.
That's so good. And I can customize.
I'm back.
Hello. Come see, come
Who's
sir.
There was nothing there. I don't even know what she was barking at.
So-
Like a you problem.
That sounds like a retarded doggy.
It's kind of hot.
Ugh. I'm not trying to cause any problems, but I've noticed something since Kettle got that Discord mod role. He's just been chilling out with Tim in his office a lot more.
No, he's Sim showing him BeamMG today.
No, it was like all day yesterday as well. I think it's what it means.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's been playing different games and that. Not entirely sure.
Don't care about us though.
I've never spoke to that kettle that much. Pardon me. He seems alright, like, but
He's right. He's a shit driver though.
well,
Yes.
maybe that's why CJ's paying a lot of attention to him to try and get him up to scratch, so that when he comes on TMP, he's not a nuisance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe there'll be a reason behind it.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, if he does help him to become a better driver, that will help.
Take lessons off me.
No.
No way. No way.
I was gonna say, really?
Once I hear Nathan.
You expected to say that and us to keep a straight face?
You
If I can, you should.
I've seen your driving, Scott.
Oh, you should have seen. Yeah, should have seen my driving last night, man. Amazing.
Head driving was horrid. Your driving was horrid last night.
Nathan's better than anything you can do.
No. No.
It is.
No.
I can take a triple trailer down Kirkeen's Quarry Road. You can't.
Aye, but
Because I don't-
single player doesn't count.
I've done it on TMP.
I've divided you up, man.
Why?
Why?
It was hard. It wasn't actually that hard.
To be honest, it's all down to the idiots you meet. I mean, I've been down there before with a double, the first ever time I went there, and managed it no bother, and it was a bit of a hassle getting through the gate, but I waited my time, I swung her wide onto the verge, and then I waited. A couple of people nipped in front of me with single trailers, which I didn't mind, and then I waited till there was a gap, and I got in through the main gate, and then down round the first few corners, and after that it was a case of just being courteous until we got to the tunnels. But then luckily someone took off through the tunnel in front of me, so I thought, well, they're good to go, so I just followed them through, and we got through clear. I got down with my double trailer. I never managed to get a load because there was no loads going out of there for a double, but so I just swapped and took a freight load out of there, and then it took me about another hour to get out, and I can't say I've rushed back. I've been back and that, but can't say I rushed back. That was a very, like, if I'd streamed it, it'd have been like a 4-hour stream just getting in and out of Kirkens. So I mean, not even delivering the load after.
I'm thinking about upgrading my RAM, SSD, and changing my PC case.
Hey, why
To
don't
be
you
hon-
do it then?
To be honest, that's the exact same things that I'm going to be doing in the next, like, couple of weeks.
Well, does this mean we can have your one, your old one?
I need my case changed just because I want to change it to a fancy kind of rectangle white one, and then
See, I'll show you my case now.
I
That's
can't
right.
tab out. But I also want to just try and beef up
Damn.
my RAM and that a bit more, and do a couple of little
I've only got 16 gig RAM, and I'm
Only? That's kind of good. Like, I don't know any games where I like max it out or anything. You know what I mean?
Show your whole
Yeah.
show your whole PC setup. Your
You don't
whole
want to see that.
Why?
He doesn't want to see that, does he, Tom?
I do.
I don't know. I can't remember it.
My wheel. What have I done to my wheel? My
Oh,
shifter.
yeah.
What did you do?
Something.
Something
Oh.
that is private. You BB private.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's not allowed to have privacy?
I'll
Please.
show you when I get my new wheel and everything.
When are you getting a new wheel?
Get one for Christmas.
Christmas? Wait, so you're not allowed to use a wheel until Christmas?
No, he's got a wheel.
I'm using my G920 until Christmas.
He's got a wheel. He's just destroyed it.
Yeah.
What does he mean? What do you mean by destroyed it though?
Like, do you
There's
know?
no leather on it anymore.
do you know when you're
sitting
Do you know when you're sitting in class and you're bored and you graffiti the table?
Yeah.
Well, he's sat there and graffitied his steering wheel for like the last 9 months and pulled all the leather off of it, scratched stuff onto it, like, it just looks horrendous.
Why?
I got bored.
Fucking idiot.
I know, he just literally sat there and destroyed his wheel over boredom, picking at it and that when he was driving, to the point that he's
I don't
pulled.
know, but it helps to slide better on a settled course, believe it or not.
That's because
Oh
just,
my.
I know, but it's just like plastic and must be all like lumpy because there's big bits of missing leather and I don't know. Obviously, I don't.
There's no leather whatsoever on it.
Here, do you know what the funny thing is? Do you want a replacement wheel?
Why?
Why? Because I can send you one that you can just unbolt and bolt on. It'll be brand spanking new.
Wait, you just handing out wheels? I'll take another wheel.
I've got a fancy wheel on mine. If you look at my stream, like I've got a car wheel on with an adapter, but I've got the replacement, just the actual wheel itself, the bolt-on piece, lying in a box somewhere that I'm never gonna use again because I super glued this, gorilla glued this attachment on because it came loose and I had to tighten these 6 bolts a couple of times and it was annoying me, so I just glued all together. And if this wheel dies, I'll just rip this wheel off it and then put it onto a new. I'll just buy a new G920 if the G920 dies. But I've still got the original G920 actual wheel piece that Scott's destroyed. So he could undo his center bolts, his facing plate, and then put the wheel in from the G920 and bolt it all back together again. And he'd have an actual rubber, brand new handled wheel instead of buying a whole new. Do you get me?
I'm sick of Logitech. I want to go to Thrustmaster.
I wouldn't, mate. I honestly wouldn't. I've had both. I've had the Mole, I've had the Best, I've had the Shifters, I've had the TH8, I've had the lot. And I came back to Logitech because Thrustmasters are clunky, the force feedback's snappy, they're not great, and the shifter is horrendous. It doesn't centralize itself. If you shift into 7th gear, the thing's lying on flat on its side. Is honestly, ask CJ. Thrustmaster, I had them all. I had the best you could get. I don't. Personally, G920, way to go. And if you do want, if your wheel is bothering you, let me know. And just send me your text, DM me your address, and I'll send you I'll have a dig through the boxes and I'll send you a replacement wheel that you can undo your 6 bolts and put a new wheel on, and then at least that way your steel wheel isn't wrecked.
I'm generally feeling like getting a change in wheels.
Well, it's up to you. Like I say, offers there, up to you. If you do decide that you're going to stay Logitech, rather than buying a whole new wheel, motor, everything, I've got a spare wheel fitment that will make your wheel look new again. So if you want, just let me know. Just drop me a DM and I've got it here. The offer's there. Never even dawned on me last time you said it. I should have brought it up last time, but it just clicked there. I was like, wait a minute. It was just since we've moved house. Because I'd found it, and I threw it into a box. So it's in one of these boxes above me or below me in my setup somewhere. Like all my computer bits I boxed up when we was leaving my last house. So I know I've got it somewhere.
Yeah. See, if I do stay with Logitech, I might get the G923. Like the new one that's come out.
I looked at it, but I didn't see any differences. If my
I need a brake pedal. Literally, the only difference is it comes without the little rubber bit.
well, I've done that brake mod. So
Yeah. Yes, there's no point.
Yeah,
really.
exactly. And I don't use any of the buttons behind this. Do you know what I mean? I use these two for farm sim. I don't use them for Euro Truck. So the two that are toggles that are still under there, I have no use for them. I've no use for the buttons behind the wheels or you know what I mean. Oh, I've made my own stick, to flash my lights and indicators and that, and blast my horn. So I don't need that. I've got my own gears thing and that. I've got my own Scania handbrake. Made my own CB, everything. So.
Give me a shout when you've rocked up to Barcelona.
I am 200 miles away.
Okay. Alright, I'll grab some quick.
No worries.
See, my problem is I like things more chunkier, so I know I've got a better grip on them. Whereas this, like the shifter for the G9 2029, it's small.
Have you not got an SKRS shifter?
No.
Oh, if you are interested in buying one of them, I sell them. I make them and sell them. I've actually got 4 in stock. So I could, if you were to buy a shifter off me, I would send you the replacement standard wheel for free with it, and then you could fix your wheel and then put the shifter on your gear shifter. You could have Scania plus 2 proper shifter, SKRS shifter, and then that eliminates your 2 problems. You have a chunkier wheel because you won't have ripped all the rubber off it, and you'll have a decent chunkier shifter. So let me know if you want to buy a shifter, and we'll talk prices when I'm not streaming, and we'll figure something out.
Now, do you have the American 18-speed shifters or?
I have shifters that you select them in the game. You see what shift pattern you want. So the shifters that I build when I go into ATS, then I do use my shifter with the 18-speed pattern. So mine does have the high, low, and the range splits and all that as well. It's exact same. It's exact same as an Easton Fulham shifter, except I use the European DAF ones, because I did actually get an American one, style one, and I built it for CJ for a trial because I already had a DAF one, and it was the most horrendous thing to work because they work off airlines. The European ones are all electrical. American ones work off airlines, so you have to drill holes in them to put wires through, and then when you do that, the wires can only go through one hole, where it won't affect the side sliding thing, and in doing so, the head of it came loose, kept giving CJ problems, so I was like, right, I'm not doing another Easton Fuller or kind of American style shifter head. I don't like the snake's head style ones. They're not good to work on because they're air valve shifter heads. So do you know what I mean? They're not electrical. So at least with these ones, I've now got a supplier that like I say, I've got 3 or 4 in stock, and I've got all the parts and that to make them up, encoders and whatnot. I've got a box full of encoders that I ordered a bulk stock of as well. I've got CB radios that I've got 3 or 4 sitting there ready to be made into PC compatible. To be honest, I've just not got round to building anything recently. This is me just getting back into the gaming, so within the next kind of month or 2, I'm probably gonna pull out my workshop table, set up my soldering kit, and spend a day or 2 making all my CBs and making all my SQS shifters and all that. So I've got them all made up for people who want them, because I've got rakes and stuff sitting there. I mean, you go on eBay, it's 130 quid for an SKS shifter. It is the exact same shifter I'm selling. It's the exact same shifter I've got. Right? It's the DAF one. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It's literally identical to the one you can get in silver or black. If you type SKS shifter into eBay, it'll come up and you'll see one for £133 or something with like tenner postage, and it comes in silver or black, and it's just a DAF shifter with the flick things and the button on the side. That's the exact ones. I've found a supplier for them, and I have ordered bulk. They're the exact same shifter that I paid £133 for when I first started paying, and I can build them for, let's say, you could almost take the £100 off of that. I won't say exact figures, but you can't take the full 100 off of it, but you could almost take the £100 off of that, and that's what it's costing me to build them. So these boys are robbing people with these shifters. So it's yeah. So I need to get them built up and then get them advertised, or see if anyone wants to buy them, because my prices aren't going to be 130 quid, trust me. That's just daylight robbery. And if I was to charge someone 130 quid for a shifter, I'd at least have the decency to put a mask on. You know what I mean?
Where are they only DAFs?
They're original DAF shifters that I've got in stock at the moment.
Okay.
It's the ones that I don't know. Mail CJ and ask him to send you a photo of it. Say, Tom said, can you send me a photo of your shifter that you've got?
Now, does the DAF ones have like the flip up toggle switch for
Yes.
the air brake?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah. It's got you've got your range split, and you've got your high and low split. They're exact same.
technically,
The exact.
yeah, like the American one.
Yeah, exactly the same.
But
You've got the flick switch on the front, and you've got the high and low range on the side.
yep.
So, and it works. Like I say, I go into ATS, and my ATS is all set up for 18 speed. So I just shift the 18 speed layout with my shifter. Doesn't matter if it's got an Easton Fuller head on it, or if it's got a DAF, a Scania. It doesn't matter what head you've got on it, as long as you're you got the right shift pattern set up, then you're laughing.
Yep.
Right, I've just put another picture up in general chat to show what I'd have my setup like.
Right.
Just obviously, with the shifter on the left.
I'll have to look in a minute, because yeah.
someone actually sells this type of shit. Like it's an entirely custom built one.
What?
The Virage simulation, they make a setup for it and see if
Aye, but is it 3D printed?
I'm not sure.
I can make kit setups. I can make button boxes, CB radios, shifters, whatever you want. I can make you a kit. Indicator stock and all that. It's not an issue.
See, my problem is I was gonna think about buying like or going to a scrapper with something like a Scania in and seeing if the steering wheel was in, just taking the steering wheel off that, like an actual truck steering wheel.
It can be done, but you're gonna have to buy this 6-bolt attachment first and make an adapter plate. So what you do is you'll buy the one that I've got on my stream, which is £12 off eBay. It's just an adapter that bolts on, like my bolts. The original bolts are there. That finger there is where the original bolts are, and then it puts out to the standard 6-bolt pattern for a standard car steering wheel. So I could put any Momo steering wheel onto this hub now. But once you do that, you need to adapt that to the standard 6-bolt. Then you need to make a standard 6-bolt plate attachment to have a center screw nut with a spine on it, and then you can slip the Scania wheel on and put a nut on it, and then it'll work. Do you get me?
So it makes out to be a lot more complicated than it sounds.
No, it's actually extremely easy. You've just got to have the mechanical knowledge of knowing what you're doing. It's about making 2 templates. You could even make it, if you have any manufacturing knowledge, you could make it, if any fabrication knowledge. I mean, put it this way, if I wanted a real Scania wheel on my wheel, I'd have one. But I wanted the wood effect wheel. I mean, there was a reason, because I've got this exact same wheel with the little round holes, the identical wheel on my truck. When I'm on ATS, and when I'm on single player on ETS, 'cause I've got it as a mod. But and plus this is just a wheel I wanted. I wanted a wooden style wheel where you could feel the bits in the back and that. I didn't want a real truck Scania wheel. It's not. I think it would be massive. Do you know what I mean?
Right, I've got 6.7 gigabyte. To absolutely hammer through for the next 58 minutes so I can go on ATS. Someone's selling an R series steering wheel and they want 200 quid for it.
Again, any steering wheel you buy, you're going to want to make sure that it has the 6-bolt standard 6-bolt universal attachment. I mean,
there's the old Beamer M-Power wheels as well. They look nice, but I don't know whether they would work.
Oh, back one sec.
any standard car wheel won't work, 'cause it goes onto a spline. On a spline shaft. It has to be an aftermarket 6-stud racing wheel. Like OMP wheels, that sort of thing, yeah. That's the type of wheel, and then with a £12 hub adapter, then you can, do you know what I mean? That you can do what I've done.
Yeah.
But putting a Scania wheel on it, in my setup right now, I could do it tomorrow. I looked into it. To buy a Scania wheel would cost me 150 quid to £200 just to buy the wheel, because the wheels off of a Scania aren't cheap, because, well, HGV breakers, they're breakers for a reason. HGV companies have money. So to buy the new gen Scania steering wheel that just now, it's like £200 at least.
I'm not on about the new gen. I'm on about like.
Nah. I wanted the new gen that's in my truck just now. that I'm using, like
Uh.
what's in front of me in my truck. I was gonna put that wheel into it, so I looked into putting that wheel onto my thing because I could get all the buttons on the wheel to work as well through encoders. So I was gonna look into getting it so all the switches and everything worked on the steering wheel, like so I could use them like in real. But to buy the wheel itself, just a black, same as that Scandia New Gen wheel, at least £200. And that's for ones that had marks and that on it, like obviously a truck that had been in a crash. That small marks, nothing major, but still I wanted a mint one. And then I'd have to I'd have to fabricate my own adaptation plate, and it would make me sit well further out. It would be much bigger, and it would mean moving the spread and everything out. And it just looking into it, it just meant rearranging my whole rig. So I just stuck with the wheel I've already got, which was the one that I wanted originally. I didn't see the point of putting a massive truck wheel on. I've sized it up from that ridiculously small thing they give you on the G920 to a real live car wheel, so I think that's sufficient enough. It's, I mean, it feels a hell of a lot bigger, but yeah. Oh, that
See,
lights.
my problem is I need more USB ports on the front of my PC.
Buy a tray.
Yeah, buy an adapter.
That's
So
what
you just literally, yeah.
That's what I bought. That's what I use. I've got 2 of them now. I've got 2 of 8. I run that many devices. But just make sure your BIOS is turned off. But in your BIOS, the USB port settings is turned off when your computer's turned off. Because that was a mistake I made. I didn't know that my BIOS settings had a live external ports all the time. So it was frying my tray of plugs, which got me my first ban on TMP because my tray of plugs failed, and all of a sudden it was my fault because I don't know. I don't know why. They even agreed with me that it was obviously a fault with my thing, but for some reason they were like, oh well, unless you were recording it, then there's nothing we can do. I was like, alright, sound. So you agree with me I wasn't driving recklessly, you agree with me it was a technical failure, but yeah, you're just gonna say stuff you. It's like, nice.
Man, I wouldn't fucking. I'm not complaining with my graphics card, it's just. I went through this conversation with my cousin last night. I wouldn't mind going to the 30 series.
I'm gonna get a new card maybe after I've done my got the RAM, got everything else, basically got it recased and got it set to everything else compatible to chuck a bigger card into it. Then I'm gonna go and get a 3070 or something fancy.
Why is a 3080 Ti 1,800 quid?
You see some prices, some of them are. It's insane. Some people are taking full advantage of the the shortage, and they're like some of them are like 1,600 quid, £1,800 for a graphics card. It's insane. Honestly insane. Right, boys. I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm just gonna quickly hop off and go and grab something to eat, and I'll be back soon. I am parked at. Where am I? I am at Transportes Calibra or something in Barcelona. Funky, if you're joining in a minute.
In it.
In it. Right, I'm just gonna save this. Right, and